Okay, so let's take a look at how you can create a new Azure Active Directory account, and for that we will need to create new tenant in our organization. Now first thing, we will go to Azure portal, then we will go to services, right, and we will find Active Directory. Now there are multiple ways to do that. What we will do here in that case would be choose identity. So here with identity we will click on Azure Active Directory, right, and here we'll have to set up a new tenancy, right. Here by default you can see the default setup for our organization. Here we can add new user, group, enterprise application, app registration. All of that is possible within our organization's Active Directory. But let's go to service and let's say I want to set up Active Directory, right? So there are multiple ways. Like I said, you can go from search bar, right, and check, right, even type in here or services, and then if within identity you will find Active Directory here. Out of all the multiple options, click on Active Directory, which will take you to this particular dashboard, right. Then next thing, you will have to click on manage tenants, right, because we have our basic organization setup with basic license which is free, so we'll manage the tenants, right. So click manage tenants, and here our current tenant is the default that is selected, right. Now to add a new user we will create first a tenant, right. Here tenant type is Azure Active Directory. Now we will set the configuration for this tenant, right. Now we can choose organization name, right. So let's see, add that. Then initial domain, you can see we already have one already, right. So this is already enabled within directory, so we'll have to change organization name, right. So what we can do in that case would be simply checking out another name, right. So let's type in another name, right, and let's take a look at the available directory. As you can see, this is already taken, so I have no option but to change, right. So I will add another domain. Let's see if it is unique this time, right. Now location, you can pick the country. Now that is also selected. Now next is review and create. Validation is passed. Here you can see Azure Active Directory, organization name, and initial domain, right. If I click on create, that tenant will be created, right. Now what we can do is we are going to type in the captcha, because otherwise it won't be letting us through. Now let's wait for it to okay. So the space seems to be causing the error, so right, so let's type in and let's hope we got this time correct. Usually what happens is that if we are creating some of the services, it tends to trigger their internal anti-spam, right, and they tend to push us for captcha and then other validation options. So let's wait for it to finish. Now here you see tenant creation was successful. Click here to navigate to your new tenant and we go to that particular tenant. Now this will open the dashboard specific to that tenant. So at the time of creation of Azure account, we have one default tenant. Now I created another one, right? So here you will see we have a new tenant with primary domain, then license is free. So usually you get like two of such Azure Active Directories, and you can add users as well, right? You can add enterprise application app group like I mentioned before, right? Now we will take a look at some of the things that we can do with it, right? First thing I will show you the license page. So here you see currently we are on free license, and here you can check the license management options, users, groups, self-service products, right? There is also quick link for free trial which we are already in. Now there are some of the changes that are happening with Azure Active Directory Graph and PowerShell, so that notice is displayed here, so we can ignore it for time being. Now coming back to, let's see, overview part. Here let me show you more options. When you check the feed, you will be given Active Directory Connect, then your own account, also Microsoft Enter Admin Center option. You can click on it and go there. Then authentication methods, domain service, access reviews, tenant restrictions, etc. Right now, there are things with quick actions that you can perform. You can add user, group, application, and registration. Same from this menu as well. Now the next is taking a look at variety of devices that we have attached to. Currently no such would be detected because we just created this particular Active Directory, but any device that you add into would be counted here, right? So you can also download the device related info, BitLocker keys, right? So these device specific operation would be listed here, right? Now another thing I wanted to mention is Active Directory Connect option. So we'll take a look at this. So what is Cloud Sync here? They have explained. So a lot of services that you use where Active Directory sync and connect is often used. So this section would be helpful in that case. You can use Connect Sync, you can use Cloud Sync, and you will also find the domains agents specific to sign in Connect Sync, right? Let's take a look at cloud, right? Currently, as you can see, guest users are not allowed to view this page, so I will have to use another admin page for accessing this, right? So let's go back and right now the thing is, let's take a look at authentication methods. So here you get to set the policies for authentication. Here you can use SMS or two-factor authentications or auth tokens or OTP, Microsoft Authenticator. Like this you can add that into your Active Directory. So any services within your Active Directory can make use of that authentication method, and it will be easily managed from there, right? Now there is also password protection for some of the areas. You can set the policies, the lockout, then lockout duration, then type of passwords that are not allowed. You can curate the list and also set particular policies for type of password that are not allowed, like 1234, etc. Right? So pretty much most of the Active Directory related settings you can do through your sidebar, right? So within manage you have option to all those options, right? So we move to users, groups, and so on, right? So you get to manage all of that. So we will separately do the session for this particular areas of Active Directory. Our goal was to first create Azure Active Directory in Azure portal,